Hi, everybody. A number one story, the cool down. I am meteorologist Rod Hill coming to you from the Portland, Vancouver area on this, we'll call it early Monday evening. The high temperature in Portland. Remember, we had morning clouds and then they took a little while in some areas to break, was 77 degrees. That's the first time we've been shy of 80 going all the way back to July 2nd. And remember, at one point, I felt confident that we were going to continue to see 80 or better the rest of July. And if we would have done so, that would have been a record. But now that is over, that consecutive stretch of 80-degree temperatures. So how about that? We'll still be counting the total number of 80s and see where we end up. It did make it up into the 80s for you folks down in Salem today. Actually, PDX along the Columbia River is one of the cooler spots. So my big overwhelming story here on the west side on this Monday is the cool down. Here's the 850 millibar, 5,000 foot color coded temperature map this afternoon. And there you see in green, the cooler weather moving in, the westerly flow. Still hot out east where it was expected. I haven't checked the final numbers, but it was expected to hit 100 in Burns and Baker City today. And heat out there will not get full relief until about Thursday, when the upper low that's sending cool air here on the west side of the Cascades will move inland and bring cool air across all of our states. So that's still a couple of days away, it looks like. Hey, an update for you on what the National Weather Service outlooks are saying. August is getting closer and closer, of course. So notice in August, see this, the bullseye of the hot above normal weather, Utah, Wyoming, that's still symbolic. Pardon me, I got something on my nose. I think it's dog hair. That is symbolic of the upper level high still parked out over the west. Now, notice if the high is far enough to the east, more toward the Rockies, we potentially for August would see near normal temperatures here on the west side of our state, with certainly not that many 90s and maybe some comfortable low 80-degree days, and a chance of at least some convective shower activity. And if you go down here on the right, this is the new 30-day, or excuse me, 90-day outlook that came out July 18th for August, September, October. And it shows the same thing. It shows really hot weather, Utah, Colorado, signs that that upper level high is still going to be parked out west, but maybe far enough east that we are not really overly impacted by it. And we have an equal chance for temperatures and even the chance that there could be some decent above normal precip for Northwestern Oregon up into Washington. So we'll continue to follow all of this. It really depends on where that upper level high is going to land and if it holds together. Again, this would indicate big ridging across the Intermountain West, but not where we are, both in August and continued August, September, and October. I was, by the way, reading the La Nina update. We are still in neutral. The Weather Service is slowing down their projection of when we're going to go from neutral to La Nina. It's still expected to be a La Nina fall. It's still expected to be a La Nina winter upcoming, but it could be sometime in August or even late August before we slip out of neutral into La Nina. And at one point, it looked like that would happen in July. No longer looks like that's going to be the case. Again, our INSO cycle right now is neutral. Okay, the Momentous Wealth podcast. Again, I think last Friday, Todd Pisarcik's team uploaded or dropped, as they say, a new topic on investing. So check those out. Listen on Apple Podcasts and listen on Spotify. All right. Well, the big story is all smiles and sunshine and 70s to 80 degrees here on the west side. But unfortunately, much of the state of Oregon and Washington really having a tough go of it because of active wildfires, bad air quality, incredibly thick smoke, and as I mentioned a moment ago, still hot weather in some areas. So this morning was the large wildfire map, including the Homestead complex, which is now down in western Oregon, kind of south central, southwestern, down around Crater Lake in the Cascades. Over 24 fires are named if you count all of those up, including a couple of complexes. The thickest smoke in cities today, here in Oregon, was Baker City, John Day, Burns, Crater Lake, not a city, but a region, of course, and then Klamath Falls. So again, a lot of those areas saw unhealthy air, and there's not much improvement tomorrow. Maybe some improvement Wednesday, but really Thursday's the day that we're hoping that at least the heat starts to break. and west winds increasing would increase humidity, maybe help disperse some of that smoke. So we'll pin our hopes on this coming Thursday. In the meantime, here's the Pendleton National Weather Service office. LeGrand, Condon, John Day, there's gray areas in the air quality alert, and it actually extends over much of this area. It's covered up by the heat index for temperatures well up into the 90s. Then out in Ontario, excessive heat warning for temperatures 100 or better. So boy, that is still just an ugly, ugly mess. This is the visible satellite picture this afternoon. You can see how we definitely cleared out here along the coast and in the valley. But if you look down around Crater Lake and down south of near and then south of the Three Sisters area, there's one smoke plume that's just you can see over the Cascades. There's another smoke plume farther south. You can pick up a really intense plume from a wildfire if you follow my cursor out east. But there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. There's really intense stuff. That's that heavy smoke that's been dropping into Harney County. So these smoke plumes absolutely being seen by space on the visible satellite picture. No surprise there. Now, we did this when I talked Sunday morning to you. Let's do it again. Let's track the 850 temperature map, which is basically air mass temperature tracking. So the blue, the green, that's cooler air. The brick red, the orange, the yellow, that's warm to hot air. Okay, here we are this afternoon. Here's the upper low, the batch of cooler air with the upper low offshore dropping into the west side. There's the hot air off to the east. Okay, just what I talked about. Now, here is, let me just play this into Wednesday. This is Wednesday afternoon. All right. The hottest weather is now Idaho and eastward. So this shows still warm to hot in eastern Oregon, but not 100-degree heat like we saw today in some spots. On the west side, we're still feeding off of this cooler weather. Now, I mentioned Thursday. See how the cool air mass, this is Thursday during the day, pushes inland, cooler air all the way into the Columbia Basin with the blue colors, and certainly knocking temperatures maybe even shy of 90, potentially out in southeastern Oregon. So that is good news. Now I'm just going to expedite the situation. Here's this weekend. Boy, look at that. That is a cooler air mass across all of Oregon and Washington. This is big news for folks watching these videos with concerns of wildfires. This is the first time the weather has turned favorable for wildfire fighters since before July 4th. So really terrific news. Is there any hot weather? Let's keep going. I'm going to play this into August 1st. Let's get to August 1st. Here's August. Hold on. I'll get there. Here's August 1st. We're starting to warm up a little bit. Does it stay? Not really. I mean, certainly the hot weather's over here in Wyoming and Idaho and down in Nevada. I mean, we're warmer the first week of August, but nothing that's alarmingly warm. So that all continues to be good news for us. All right. These are current temps. Look at the difference. Portland cooling along the Columbia River, northwesterly flow, mid-70s, Salem 81. This is at, these would be the 6 o'clock temperatures this afternoon. So you folks in Salem will run warmer than Portland again tomorrow. In fact, 87, 86. And you've 84 Thursday, and then maybe a 90 showing up on Sunday, Monday of next week. That's warmer than what Portland's numbers are expected to be. Central Oregon. Well, hold on. Here we go. 93 tomorrow, 95 Wednesday. There's the cooling with that upper level low pushing inland Thursday, Friday, Saturday, back up to 90 on Sunday. Okay. All right. Certainly showing some improvement. Look at Burns, 102. And let's go out to Burns, 102 right now. My goodness. 99 tomorrow, 98 Wednesday. Not much of any relief. There's Thursday's relief. I mean, instead of 102, it's 94, 91 on Friday, 90 on Saturday. So that's improvement, right? I mean, it's still hot by any standard, but it's certainly improvement. Baker City, again, 98 Wednesday. There's that chance for a thunderstorm. But then cooling, 89, 90. So again, some relief. What about up in Seattle? 67, 76 tomorrow, 78 Wednesday. Yeah, 74 Thursday, but then back to 80 on Saturday. That's pretty nice summer weather right there. Wow, right? Here's Newport, generally 60s, it looks like throughout. Plenty of sunshine after any morning clouds. And here's my Portland 7-day. So today was mid-70s to upper 70s around Portland. 77 was the high. Tomorrow, the northwesterly flow is not expected to be as warm, which would allow the air mass to reach its expected temperature. I will tell you the weather modeling, which was too warm today, is 84 tomorrow. I will be surprised if we don't hit 80 tomorrow. I've got 83. I may end up lowering that to 80 or 81. And then whatever it is tomorrow, it should be about the same on Wednesday. Thicker cloud cover on Thursday as that low moves in, cloud cover in the morning, holding us in the 70s. I mean, today was 77. Thursday could be cooler. I may be too warm. Maybe Thursday's mid 70s. And maybe Friday's still shy of 80. And then everything indicates a little bit of a warm up this weekend, but I don't have us more than mid 80s through Sunday into Monday. So that's pretty good. My 7-day forecast brought to you by Hazeldale Tire Pros up here in Clark County. Really nice people for all of your tire needs. All right. Thanks for subscribing. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill, and I will talk to you soon.